it's Finna Commit. I'm back for another Palia tour. I'm here with Lady Edith. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Excellent. Yeah, how are you doing today? I'm just doing a little pan around, checking everything.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, not much to see out here. It's all, all the good stuff's in behind the fence.
I beg to differ.
I do have this one big brain idea. I have seen it on a couple of other people, but this keep the chest right there next to the shipping container.
Yeah,
that was sort of very early on. I was like, this is a smart idea.
Yeah, that is. Absolutely. Yeah, you're my tour guide. Where are we going?
All right, well, just right inside here, I do have another chest here. We get a lot of random things.
Oh, yeah.
And I just liked the idea of just like tossing just this, like, especially this ancient urn thing here, which goes with nothing.
Yeah.
So I just like wanted to just have this like random pile of stuff. Like you can imagine, like I came back from whatever adventure and I was like, I don't know what to do with this, and just like
this
toss
goes here
it onto the pile.
I like that. That's funny.
Yeah. And then right across the way here is my outdoor kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Which is incredibly efficient. And I'll just say that, like, this plot is built on practicality. Like, I'm playing the game, right? Like, every time I come in, I'm not just goofing off. I'm going out, I'm playing the game. I've only maybe got 2/3 of the quests completed, so there's still a lot to do.
Yeah.
So as I've been building out this whole thing, it really is about the efficiency of playing. So
if
this
you're
was
gonna be one
thing.
thing, be efficient,
Yeah, exactly. So I run in circles this whole time, in here, and it works perfectly for fish and meat.
Excellent. Yeah.
So I think I want to show you this. Let's go this way first. Okay. Just little passage here, right, crafting station. But this is my OG tent, and it's basically been in the same spot the entire time. But I started crafting all of the industrial furniture, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just started crafting. Like, I really liked it, and I ended up turning this into like a place for, like, if Hadari comes over.
Oh, yeah.
He can come in. He can come stay over here. So. This is his little, when he wants to get away from mining life,
right?
He can come over here and hang out. And I put it right next door to the smelting, little smelting room.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, again, another, like, this is just the practical, like, I wanted to have a place where I could come and just get the stuff done, right?
It's really cool that you mentioned it, because, like, that's like one of the 4 types of design styles. They're the small but mighty group of practicore people, myself being one of them.
It just makes sense to me to do it that way.
That should be the motto. It just makes sense.
It just makes sense. I started thinking about this plot thing. It's huge, right? Like,
it is.
We get so much space, and especially without the pathing and without the outdoor, just like the bushes and flowers, it's really difficult to come up with things to do.
Yeah.
So I started thinking of it in terms of like little vignettes, little rooms, little spaces. So
I like that.
That's pretty much what I've done all the way around, just to kind of break up the whole. And obviously, I haven't even touched, this whole section back here.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things that I like to cover in the tours is, people who are of the practicore persuasion. There's always something to look at, and then when you find it, you're like, oh, hey, that just makes sense. TM.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, this tree here, I kind of highlighted it with the stuff because it has a magical lamp in it. I got one of those glitches.
Oh, yeah. I didn't catch the lamp. I saw the wonderful stuff at the base of it, but I didn't catch the lamp. That's cool. It's a magical tree.
Kind of hid it in the tree. And yeah. So, and then the other thing I did was, and we'll see as soon as we get into the house sort of why I made the choices with the furniture out here that I did. So like, this is the log furniture, this is the industrial. They come in sets sort of out here,
right,
outside. So then over here in this section is the concept over here is sort of like a farm to table kind of idea. So this is my, working. I finally got this thing to a point where it wasn't making me crazy.
I've heard it's made some people crazy,
Yeah, I think especially when you first start out, you have to learn this game a little bit through YouTube, right? Like the game doesn't tell you everything. So you kind of have to go out there and see what there is. And one of the things you're going to come across is how to make your garden the most efficient. And you can really kind of get yourself into just this like
rabbit hole.
I don't know, spiral of yeah, exactly with that. And I tried and I'm like, you know what? I'm not having fun with that. So I'm not going to worry about it.
And it's like, this will be the most efficient farm ever, but you can never touch it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I like how you decorated around this tree. That's a statement piece right there.
This is my party table. Yeah, I love this. I love how the tables sort of fit perfectly around it.
Yeah.
I wanted to preserve this tree. It was, obviously it's one of the bigger original trees. Here in the front. I think it's the only one.
It's a challenge. It is a big challenge to do that, to resist the urge. I hadn't
cleared out.
Just like the different core designs, a new term has kind of emerged, tree grits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. I definitely have tree grits.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is really
this
lovely.
Tree. This, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
except for that tree.
Yeah. So the other one is Hodari. This one I had Kaleri in mind when I was putting this one together. So of course Kaleri's never going to leave her post, right? She's always going to be in the library.
Yeah.
But I thought if she ever wanted to take a break, take a little holiday, I have a space ready for her here. And I really, really like how the colors came together in here.
I really do too. Definitely.
It was like I just started putting things in, and suddenly it was like, aha! I see what I'm doing here, and I'm going to keep doing it. And
I feel like Kaleri would, just pop in. You'd be in your house doing something, and she'd be in and out before you even noted.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, she'd be quiet as a mouse. I would never know she was here.
This is really nice.
And then this stuff, little washing area back here. I don't ever know what to do with these like silly winter lights rugs. They're just so goofy and not my aesthetic.
No.
So I did that. Yeah. Little potting table here. This little workstation. And then this area, okay, I'm really glad that we don't smell in the game because I want you to imagine that this area right here stinks pretty bad.
Yeah. I can imagine so, especially with the glowy green and
right.
the mud.
And then this is my I love this. This is my outdoor pantry.
I love this too.
Area.
I feel like these barrels here, like they have, shelf life of like 5 years or something like that,
Uh-huh.
Like this is I'm saying this of course in jest here, outdoor pantry, but like doomsday prepping. You're just like 10,000 years ain't happening again.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want that to happen again. I want to be prepared. So I always admit, like in my mind, I feel like Badru and Delilah came over and kind of like helped me get set up, and then.
But I really love the design, though. I mean, all jokes aside, it's very clean. It's very organized. It's cool. It just makes sense.
It's more than just these. It's more than just the preserve jars. It's a space. It's its own thing. Its own vibe. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So that's it for outside. So we can go ahead and go to the front and head on inside. So outside is, like I said, it's I have these specific, the ranch and the industrial. Inside is much more of a mix, and it's a lot. It's a lot more polished, I'll say, inside. But I'll let you go ahead and go in first, and you can get the.
One of my favorite views. And inside. Those of you who are here at the moment, don't forget to like the video. Follow me for more Palia tours and leave a comment what you think so far. Y'all know this is kind of where things get real, so let's go. Oh, I always love that view. Just how it zooms in when you're going through the door. It's one of my favorite things. I dig this so much. I love that wallpaper. It's so vibrant.
Mm-hmm. And this new one back here. Yeah.
I like how you...
Yeah.
You stop, right as you walk in, you have these bugs to kind of like.
Yeah, they're a little uneven. We'll ignore it. We'll just imagine everybody in your brain. Imagine that I have the one still.
Yeah, this is really nice.
So a little bit of like I mentioned the furniture. So throughout the whole house, except for a couple pieces, the house uses nearly exclusively the Capital Chic, the Bellflower, and the Homestead furniture. I
love
found
it.
that when I started building, so I knew that I really liked these chairs, these Capital Chic chairs, and they are not like anything else in the game.
No.
And I struggled so much when I first started trying to figure out how to make it all work. And eventually I realized that I had to limit myself.
Mhm.
And once I limited to those 3 furniture sets, everything just fell into place for me. And I know it's definitely its own aesthetic. It's not going to be everybody's
stands out
taste,
though.
but
I mean, that was one
yeah.
of the first things that caught my eye when I panned over was seeing that. And this,
Yeah.
I love us a good kitchen.
Oh yeah, I love this kitchen. It works so well for me. I don't cook in groups usually. When I have done it, I've just done it with friends, just 1 or 2 with friends.
Yeah, you just
This is definitely a solo kitchen.
it's beautiful. It's very
And my
nice.
little
You got
pantry,
lighting.
again, this is the indoor pantry. So you saw the outdoor pantry. This is the
Yeah.
indoor pantry.
I love it. I
I
love
don't
it.
know. I just really like when you have and I did it outside too with multiples of the bottles and the barrels. I feel like that's so just the neatness of that, like the tidiness of using the pieces like that. I kind of,
You know, the theme for this house is it just makes sense.
it does. Yeah. It really does.
The logic in it just smacks you in the face in the best way.
It's good, and it's good to hear that because it does to me, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one who sees it that way. So,
Yeah.
So I'm almost bursting at the seams in this room. This is really the only flex area that I've got is my fish, and I still don't have nearly all the fish. So,
But it's nice and tidy. It's their display fish.
Yeah. And again, it's there's symmetry. Like I use symmetry a lot throughout the house.
Yes.
And I think that makes it wasn't another thing that I felt like in my normal, in my house, real life, symmetry is not a thing I go for. But in this environment, I'm like,
you have more control over this space, and
yeah,
that's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah. So this is sort of we've seen the sort of more formal guest spaces. So once we go into this room, we're more into the casual, more personal spaces. So everything kind of gets a little bit more casual, a little more comfortable.
You
still with the same
really handled that transition well, with the way that there's people might actually pick up on this better than me, but I felt like there was a definite transition, but it was so subtle. Like the mood changes as I walked into this room. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. It's like you changed the colors very, very carefully in a way, and the lighting to kind of point that out. So that's cool.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it feels warmer, I think, is what the sort of, for me, when I go from that bright room to this room, there's a warmth that kind of happens in here. Yeah. And then my mud room with the rest of my bugs.
The cleanest mud room I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm actually really proud of the bugs. I'm probably more proud of the bugs than the fish, because I think you have to work harder for the bugs. You have to, because you can't be guaranteed of the star quality where you can with the fish.
Yeah, that's a line has been drawn. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's harder to catch the bugs or the fish? Let me know.
It took me forever to find some of these. So some of these are very
yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand. Yeah. I like how you've used different elements to kind of stack them. And that's really cool. Like, especially your museum area, kind of how you had those heights and everything. That was a really nice touch.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the house. That's it. It's pretty tight, right? Like it doesn't spread out. It's all kind of pretty well. I love it from the top. When I see it from my top view, it's very like closed into to itself.
Yeah, I can tell that from the perspective. So Q&A time. So Lady Edith, what would be your favorite activity to do in the game?
Oh, geesh. I love the whole game.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean,
favorite. Actually, I really think I like hunting.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Like, it's one of those weird things where I really, really like to do the hunting, but my hunting level is still pretty low. I don't know why. But yeah, there's something kind of badass about it that I really, really like. I've done real life archery and I suck at it. So to be really good at it, and I had that with other games that I play, you have an archery element, and I'm just so good at it in games, and it just makes me feel so much better about it than what I feel like when I try to do it in real life. The noise, like I get that euphoria when they get that sparkly noise when you hit them, and so hunting I think is probably my favorite.
That's so cool. Yeah, I get that same feeling just because when you get that arc just right, and you all of a sudden you peek over the hill and you see that bag, you're just like, yes.
Oh, when you make the shot that you're sure you're not gonna get, and then you hear the sound, it's a beautiful
thing.
Yes.
What kind of activities do you think they should incorporate into the game that you think is missing?
Okay, so if you've played, gone in and kind of really kind of explored Kilima, especially, there's littered all over the place. There are pieces of a book of juggling. And I sort of had this little headcanon that eventually some point down the road they're going to add juggling as a skill. I just think it would fit so well. I don't know how they would do that, obviously, but every time I come across one of these juggling book pieces or pages, I was like, oh, it's coming. They're going to give us juggling at some point.
Absolutely. You just start juggling randomly, why not? I mean,
oh yeah. But no, it's in all seriousness, I'm not sure. I think I can see a case for a lot of different things. I think that there's definitely a case for the ranching. I think it's sort of unfortunate that the Dayas talk about the animals in a way that we don't actually get to see or interact with them in. It does feel like this huge missing piece of the game.
Right.
To be able to have the animals and raise them would be neat. I think that there's so many other, the apothecary stuff that you can do. And I don't know. I think that the sky's the limit, really. I mean, they can kind of come up with anything they want to come up with. And I think as long as it fits the vibe.
Yeah, I totally get that. Speaking of vibe, 10,000 years. We wake up, we already know, generally speaking, the downfall of humanity, because you look at the last 3 months in Palia. We got, deforestation, lots of other
people's roofs.
Yeah, lots of other reasons why we can't have nice things. But as far as the story goes, where do you think the story goes from here in Palia?
In terms of lore?
Yeah.
I'm pretty invested in some of the lore things that I've come across so far.
Juggling, for one.
I think that juggling, definitely. I think that the whole Elder Woods mystery is so intriguing to me. It's so intriguing. I really want to get to the Elder Woods. I really want to experience that. I mean, several of the characters talk about that. And I don't want to spoil anything, but certain things are said that sort of indicate something really, really mysterious and cool has happened in the Elder Woods. But I think that there's hints to something very dark that happened to the human race. There's just this really very dark kind of line that's being towed, which I think for the nature of the game is so interesting. It was such an interesting choice for the story writers to go that route with it, because they could have gone cutesy, right? They could have gone with this game being a cozy game and everything that they've marketed
in quotes,
as.
of course.
They could have, they could have definitely gone very like lighthearted cutesy, but they chose to create this very mysterious, thrilling kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you pay attention, you got to pay attention to the things that people are saying. And,
that's kind of hard though. In some cases, I'm sure lots of story kind of gets lost in the dialogue, especially if you're just trying to get something done, and all of a sudden, you get into like lots of dialogue, and you're just like, oh man, I don't have time for this right now.
But and you start to click through, and you could miss something.
There's always that risk. Well, we'll leave with one question, and it'll be a doozy. What do you think they're going to add?
The other ones weren't.
Yeah, no, right? What do you think what do you think as far as like features are going to be coming in Palia? Like just some off the wall predictions. You're just like, I think they're going to do X.
Well, after juggling.
Oh, yes, right.
I think we're going to see more decor. I think we're going to see more furniture sets and decor sets. I think when you look through the
with you being practical, like is there any particular ones that you think
I think my bookcases look very empty. I think my bookshelves need books. I think I would love to see scattered papers. Like I would love to see books.
That's a good point. I've heard books. I've heard like reading books and displaying books, but I haven't heard like just random papers.
Like papers that you can put down on a desk. We've got like that nice grimoire book, but that's it, and that's very specific.
Yes.
I think that they have such potential. If you've gone out to see any of like the original like concept art type stuff that they put out when the game was first sort of being launched, you could tell that whoever they have there at S6 that's really doing that it's like they really kind of dedicated to them doing some really cool furniture and decor items. So I really support them continuing to add that stuff in. Interior stuff, exterior stuff, definitely. I think there's been such an outcry for paths in the game and more fencing types.
Yes.
I think that would be a definite like misstep if they didn't add those things in, soonish, at some point soon.
I hope that, I definitely hope not just for selfish reasons, I guess, because primarily I do house tours, but if we have more, I hope that they lean into more of the decorating aspect of it, because it's something that people really enjoy. And I think that if you can remove some of the friction that it takes to enable people to decorate, like crafting furniture and kind of, get that balance just right about, crafting furniture, maybe being able to sell it or gift it or, place it on somebody else's plots and just kind of express themselves in creative ways. I think that Palia will be really good at just kind of keeping people engaged. The storyline, I'm all for it. I'm excited to kind of learn more about that too, and the whole mystery, the mysteries that they've been kind of dangling in front of us. But in the short term, let's just decorate.
Yeah, right. Just give me, in the short term, just give me some books from my empty bookcases. But I mean, and the thing is, I think that a game like this is so good at, and it's obviously it's the whole premise is that you can play how you want to play.
Yes.
But I think it's also even in this sort of, just what you think about all of the tours that you've done, and just how different every single one of those plots is from the next. And how unique everything is, and just and that is even with the everyone's using the same furniture, everyone's got the same color palette, everybody's got the same sort of resources, and so I think that's just such an amazing part of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you said, that creative expression. So.
Right, absolutely. Just different ways to engineer those kinds of things. Different, like just turning certain things upside down and combining things in certain ways. Like you create a new thing, you know. So yeah, that's why I like to capture it and showcase it. It's a lot of fun for me. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, and it's inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming over.
No, the pleasure's on mine. And those of you who are still here, don't forget to like the video. Leave me a comment. Like, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to in Palia? What are some things that you know? I do the Q&As to meet with the creators behind these wonderful homes, but it's also kind of fun. Y'all can participate. Any questions that I ask, you totally can answer them too in the comments. I welcome that. But yeah, I will see you all for the next Palia tour. And until next time, bye-bye.